and Saturday was Backlash. Backlash coming live from St. Louis, Missouri, the hometown of Randy Orton. And it was built around what was called the final, the one last time between Orton and Cena. What was you about to say, Prime?
I think you forgot something.
What did I forget?
It's the hometown of Randy Orton, and who else?
What you talk about, like country, like
I don't know who else.
Not former. What is it? Future WWE Hall of Famer hip hop star Sexy Red.
Don't even do that. Don't even do that. We not even don't even do that. I don't know why they so lying to that girl.
So you don't think they're gonna put her in the Hall of Fame switch to have Booker T be at there?
No, not at all.
Oh no,
not at all. Not at all.
What? No.
You know how somebody be on there one time and they be like, all right, they going in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, listen. It ain't. First of all, we ain't had a celebrity Hall of Fame in the past 2-3 years, other than Muhammad Ali. Well, but it ain't gonna be sexy at all. First of all, they gotta stop lying to her. It'll be Cardi before it be sexy.
I'm gonna keep it 1,000. We spending way too much time on this.
You damn right.
We can move on.
You right. So like I said, it was Backlash. It was a Triple H formula. 5 matches for this show, and this show was actually done relatively early. So, overall, I thought it was a decent show. It wasn't like this is one of the best Backlashes ever. And I thought when it came to the main event, when it came to between Cena and Orton, I will say this right now. They did exactly what they need to do at their age and at their styles in their career right now. They can do to have a good match. It was overbooked as shit. And Prime know what I'm talking about when it was like they had so many ref bumps. I swore they was like, you know what? Since we partnered with TNA, why don't we act like TNA? Because I'm telling you, Jeff Jarrett back in the day, it was like championship match. We gotta have a minimum 3 ref bumps. Minimum. And that's why I said Prime know what I'm talking about, because I know Prime watched the TNA, but I don't think Q was too familiar with the early TNA stuff. Boy, I was just like, I'm getting these kind of vibes for real.
I ain't get the reference at all.
So we start out great with the Fatal 4-Way matchup. We have the Fatal 4-Way for the United States Championship. LA Knight taking on Damian Priest, taking on Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu. And the promo that Drew McIntyre said on SmackDown was correct. He's like, I've been screwed. This should be a one-on-one match between me and Jacob Fatu, because LA Knight lost at WrestleMania and Damian Priest lost at WrestleMania.
Hold now. Okay. You know the crowd don't like when you get a title shot fair and square. You know, crowd don't like that.
They do if you're not a black woman.
Oh, Bianca. They did Bianca wrong, baby. They did Bianca wrong. But Drew was right though. He was like, I won my match and for this championship, and how these dudes get in. But you know what? It's fine. It's whatever. LA Knight came out. He's hot. He's still over. But Jacob Fatu was the fan favorite in this.
So is he still over?
Who, LA Knight?
Is LA Knight still over? I think so.
Yeah. Well, it's like,
yeah.
Is he though? Because it's like they're not gonna push him to the main events, and he's just gonna be in the mid card for the rest of and then Jacob is getting a lot of attention, so he can't have the U.S. title right now per se. I mean, so it's like he's gonna be over.
I think LA Knight will be more over when he gets drafted.
That's you talking more about his push than him being over with the fans. He's still over with the fans.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're over and you're just still doing the same thing.
I think that's a testament of how Triple H is going to book him. I do think it's a case of when they had the draft again, and he gets drafted to Raw, and he can go try to hunt for the World Heavyweight Championship. I think that'll be a more testament, because there's no way he's going after Cena right now. There's no way he's going to go after Cena right now. So I think when they had a draft, it had like a little fresh start. I think that's what it will be at. But either here or there, everybody gets a chance to get their shit in at the beginning. LA Knight is hot. He's the one who starts taking out everybody at the minute. Then Priest gets himself a little moment where he gets to clear out everybody, and him and LA Knight work for a short period of time to take out Jacob Fatu. Then Drew McIntyre comes in there, hits net breakers on everybody, and then does his little kip up. So then Priest gives Fatu like a top rope Frankensteiner from the top rope. Even though I'm impressed that that Damian Priest can do that, it's still that he is too big to be always doing that, and it can probably cause an injury or something like that. But Priest he starts taking out anybody said. So Priest, he runs to Fatu on the outside, but he gets a pop up Samoan drop on the barricade. Though that was kind of impressive. Then we get the stare down between Fatu and Drew McIntyre, which I do believe, whatever the next show is, whatever the next pay-per-view is, I do think if Drew's not injured, which I'll get to in a minute, I think that's going to be the match. McIntyre versus Fatu, which I think will be a dope-ass match. They hit the air.
I think it's Saturday night's main event, I think.
Oh, on the 25th, right?
I don't know when it is. I just know that.
You know, it has to be 24th, because 25th is on a Sunday. That's my daughter's birthday, so it's going to have to be on the 24th. That makes sense. Then Jacob Fatu said, "Okay, y'all got y'all heat, but I'm gonna go on my Cesaro tip. Y'all know what Cesaro be just doing like that. Just that line of action, or everybody gets something, it just like flows through. That's what Jacob Fatu did. He did a swanton on Drew McIntyre, but then after he did all that, he got a swanton on Drew, and then he gets a BTD from LA Knight, and then LA Knight gets South to Heaven chokeslam from Priest, but then Priest gets Claymore by Drew, but falls on type of LA Knight for the. I thought that's how he was going to win. I'm about to say the fans about to be pissed, but Drew McIntyre breaks it up just in time. Then so both of them fight over to the barricade, and they start fighting to the crowd. So then Fatu goes for a mighty moonsault, but LA Knight gets out the way, gives Jacob Fatu two of those middle rope, top rope. He jumps on top rope elbows, one when he was standing and one when he was laying down. On the outside, we see Priest and McIntyre fighting. They go up to one of these big crates. So then Priest hits Drew McIntyre with the South to Heaven chokeslam off this crate through two tables, but it looks like Drew head missed the table. So his head just came crashing down on the concrete. That was dangerous. They were taken out for the rest of the match, and then we still don't know. And that happened on Saturday. I didn't get any news. I didn't see anything on Fightful yet about him having a concussion or not, or how bad it really is. Maybe y'all have saw something. I didn't see anything just yet, so I don't necessarily know. But I
didn't see anything.
Yeah. Back in the ring, LA Knight and Jacob Fatu. He puts Jacob Fatu on the announce table, and he's about to go for his other bouncing elbow, which I was looking at the camera. I was like, listen, I understand that this move happens, but there was no way LA Knight was making that jump. I'm sorry. There was just no way he was making that jump. But somebody, Solo Sikoa comes out and pulls off Jacob Fatu off the table. LA Knight goes to approach Solo Sikoa, but then somebody comes out of nowhere and starts attacking LA Knight. Now, at first, the crowd didn't know who this guy was, and I was just like, y'all not going to disrespect Jeff Cobb like that. Okay, y'all really not going to do that. But then when they got the chance to like see his face, see who he was, there was a good amount of people in St. Louis who knew who Jeff Cobb was. Now, once again, if you don't watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, then you're not too familiar with Jeff Cobb. But he did some time in a little bit in AEW for a little bit. I didn't even know he was a free agent at the moment, but he came in. He gave a crossbody to LA Knight across the steel bar, and then Jacob Fatu just stares at both of them, and he goes and gives a mighty moonsault to LA Knight and retains his United States Championship. So, I thought it was a great opener. Jacob Fatu retains, and we get Jeff Cobb. So, how do y'all feel about Jeff Cobb now in WWE?
Yeah, so I didn't know who he was. However, I think it was like Thursday or Friday beforehand. Everybody in one of my wrestling chats was like, "Yo, Jeff Cobb, they saying he signed to WWE. He probably gonna be on SmackDown with the Bloodline, blah 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 blah." Mm-hmm. So I'm like, "All right, cool." So when he popped up, I'm like, "Oh, that's the Jeff Cobb guy they was talking about." Cool. I thought it was gonna be another. I thought like Hakuleo's been in catering forever. Like, where's he at?
Probably training again, baby.
Man. So I thought it was him, or I thought like Tonga Loa was back, but I'm like, no, I didn't see anything about him coming back. So yeah, I was just like,
I'm gonna tell you right now. The crowd would have went at all if Tonga Loa was the one that came out and attacked LA Knight. I would have said to myself.
I mean, Jeff Cobb, I don't think he should be in the Bloodline storyline because, for one, he's not,
Samoan.
Yeah.
He's Hawaiian, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Which is definitely different than Samoan, but just because they look alike.
They said close enough.
But it's like, Jeff Cobb, first of all, his name is Jeff Cobb. That's just not a name. That's just not a, if he changed his name, then okay. But Jeff Cobb just don't sound like somebody that's going to be in this group. You got like a Solo Sequoia, you got Tonga Loa, Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu, and Jeff Cobb. Kind of just, it's kind of like, it's like if Roman Reigns went by Joe. It's like, okay. All right. But I don't know if I want him with them, though. Even if he's going to be the quote-unquote new enforcer for Solo, I still don't want. I just rather him would have came in by himself and be just Jeff Cobb by himself.
My only thing is I'm curious how WWE is going to book him because I was looking at him next to Solo and Jacob Fatu. He's kind of small, and I was like, please don't make them think that Jeff Cobb is like Rhino 2.0 because honestly, that's what he be looking like right now with all the WWE guys. Is right there. I'm like, Triple H, you know Jeff Cobb better than like if this was Vince. Jeff Cobb is Rhino 2.0, but we're not in Vince no more. So I'm gonna have to trust Triple H that he knows what the hell he's going to do with Jeff Cobb. Even though I'm just like throwing him in the Bloodline, I'm like I really just don't want to see him do Bloodline shit. I mean he's better than that, to be honest with you. So I don't necessarily know.
He's gonna be the new enforcer for Solo. Then it's gonna have them Solo and Jeff Cobb versus Fatu. So
gotcha. Next matchup we have is for the Women's IC Championship. We have Becky Lynch taking on Lyra Valkyria. And this, so I was ready to this match. I put my predictions up on my post. I was just like, okay, well, Becky going to get this one. Lyra probably get her lick back by SummerSlam, maybe even next year. Boy, was I salty. Was I salty. And there was actually a point in the match that I thought that they actually botched it, but I don't know if that was it or not. But I'll get to that when I talk about it. Because at the beginning, Becky takes the advantage, and then Lyra takes the advantage. She puts her in that little body swing move that just looked, if a pervert's watching that, they're going to be inappropriate. But Lyra was eating some slaps to the face before she hulked up. And then Becky went for a fishing buster, but Lyra reversed and did a running one. Now she went back into control. She does a stalling suplex to Becky from the middle rope for a 2 count. And she goes to roll up, but then Becky reverses it, tries to grab the ropes, but the ref catches it. Now Lyra goes for a top rope leg drop to the back of Becky's head. That's how you do a top rope leg drop. Just saying. Y'all know I was going to say something about that because Becky gets no air at all. But that's how you do a top rope leg drop. Thank you very much. I had to put it out there. Then she goes for a moonsault, but Becky gets her knees up. And then she goes for her disarm her move, but Lyra puts it on her. Then Becky hits a... Oh, God. I hate this manhandle slam. Or I put it in my notes the man awful slam. She hits
one of those was actually pretty good, but the majority of the time it's not a good.
But here's the thing: Liv Morgan, Lyra Valkyria, they know how to sell the move to make it look better than what it is. But when Becky just be doing, I'm just like, and people that don't know how to sell it that right, it looks terrible. It looks terrible, and I know it's just me on there by myself with that, but I'm saying it should be looking terrible. But she only gets a 2 count, so Becky goes for a chair. The ref takes a chair, so then while the ref is distracted taking the chair, she goes and unturns the top turnbuckle. So now it's exposed, and now she tries to throw. Lyra tries to throw Becky there, but she blocks, and then Lyra has a German suplex and then a moonsault only for 2. Now, this is the thing. Becky throws Lyra into the corner, but Lyra hits the second turnbuckle. She don't hit the first. She hits the second one, which still has the cover on it. And then she hits the manhandle slam for 2 again. I thought the finish was she was going to hit the top one and then hit the manhandle slam, and that was it. And I thought that she may have messed up. So as the matches keep going, She hits a Nightwing on Becky Lynch only for a 2 count. Then they exchange back and forth. Then Becky kind of pokes her in the eye, and then she tries to go for roll, but then Lyra rolls her up, and then she wins the match. Now Lyra was holding her nose like she may have broken or anything, but after the match, Becky immediately attacks Lyra, and they have to break her up. Jason Jordan gets his camera time, and he actually escorts Becky to the back. Now, did that look like a botch to y'all, or do you think that was part of the match? Because I swore that
hell yeah, it looked like a botch.
Because, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It looked like to me like she was supposed to push her into, and Lyra was supposed to hit that top one and hit the man on 7 call it a day. But she hit the second one. It was like, okay, well, we got to keep this thing going. But according to here, I haven't seen no reports of them probably even botching that thing. But it just looked like it was supposed to be one.
It looked botchy to me.
I was like, I was shocked that she won. Hell, remember, I had the rule. You stand tall on Raw or SmackDown, you lose at the pay-per-view. Lyra had Becky on the back on Raw. And I was like, well, Becky taking this right now. Because right now, what is the point of Becky even going back for that title now? It was an excellent match. It was a great match. But I was like, but what's the point now? So I was a little thrown off by
Becky might win it at SummerSlam.
Yeah, but what's Lyra going to do? We still got Saudi Arabia. We still got Money in the Bank. And we still got something else. I think we got 3 shows. We
got Saturday Night Event coming up.
We got like three shows before SummerSlam even comes. So we just said, and now once again, I know SummerSlam is only like technically 1, 2, 2.5 months away, but still, you still got to fill those shows up. And the question is, like, what you going to do with it?
Speaking of which. Oh no, Prime, no, because I think Prime's trying to take my segment. No, we gotta have a moment of silence, man. A streak was broken, man. A streak was broken at Backlash, bro.
What was the streak?
The green shirt guy was not in attendance.
He follows backstage.
He was not in attendance, boy. Those SummerSlam prices is killing him. He was not in attendance. It's like, yo, where the green shirt? He ain't there.
He ain't there today. Wow. I didn't even peep that until you said something. I didn't even peep that until you said something.
The streak is over, man. He was at it.
Is that what you was going to say, Brian?
Every event. We saw him in Philly. Like, he's at every event.
I was going to say, you said they need something to fill the stadium. When is the last time she defended it before this anyway?
Who, Lyra?
5 months ago? Yes.
Lyra defends it almost on every other Raw.
Yeah, it don't seem like it.
She just defended it against Bayley. She just defended it against Lyra Valkyria. She defended it against Ivy Nile. She defended it against, she has opponents, like, it seems like every other Raw, because they be having these little tournaments for her, and whoever wins goes there. And since WrestleMania, because before WrestleMania, she defended it against Bayley. And then before the defense of WrestleMania, 2 weeks before that, it was Ivy Nile. And then 2 weeks before that, it was somebody else. And then 2 weeks before that, it was Dakota Kai. So she defended like almost every other Raw.
I don't think
she defended more. Chelsea Green used to do it before Selena Vega got it.
Well, yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's something about Lyra. I just don't care.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They need to do something to help us get that investment. That's why I thought Becky was going to win it, and she would chase it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Becky not winning really kind of like shocked the hell out of me, to be honest with you. Going on to Intercontinental Championship, Dominic Mysterio taking on Penta. Fast action, of course, what we have here. Dominic out there, I was like, he get this Gargano one. He does his dive through the ropes and hits the tornado DDT to Penta on the outside. Okay, Dom, impressive. Penta does a crossbody from the top barricade, solid cylinder thing they got to the outside onto Dom Mysterio. That he goes, gets him into the ring, and hits a springboard crucifix bomb. I was like, see when that happens. Then later in the match, Dom pulls out an Oblivion for a 2 count. So he got a shout out to his lady Liv Morgan. Then Penta, while they're on the apron, Penta hits a Destroyer because it's a setup move now. I'm like, I hate what they done to the Destroyer. I really do. Call me old fashioned all y'all want to. I just hate what he did with the Destroyer. But he hits it on the apron to Dom. Then Carlito bring his ass out. I actually had that in my notes. Carlito brings his ass out. Then Finn and JD try to attack Penta, but then the referee catches him, gets them tossed out. But then Penta jumps the ref and dives on the outside, takes all the Judgment Day out on the outside. But then as he goes to the top rope in the inside, El Grande Americano comes and headbutts him with the steel plate in his head, in the mask, takes out Penta, and then Dom hits the frog splash for the win to retain his Intercontinental Championship. I thought it was a solid match. But,
you know what that mean, though, right?
What you say?
You know what that mean, though, right?
No, what does it? I'm scared. What does that mean?
We getting, what's his name? El Grande. What's his name?
El Grande Americano.
Yeah, okay, we getting the Lucha Brothers versus El Grande Americano and Chad Gable. It's happening.
How? I'm curious. Like, how is that gonna play out?
Mean?
Oh my
what
god!
You mean?
So he gonna have somebody else. He gonna have somebody else playing the role.
What are you talking about?
It's gonna be like another Eric Angle type thing.
Bro, it's two different people. What you talking about?
Here he go.
It's
All that road air getting to your head now. It's
two
Bro,
different
they
people.
already
They
already caught a glimpse of his tattoo and matched it with Chad.
Well, look,
bro, because he's such a big fan of Chad Gable. He's such a big fan of Chad Gable.
Just ended already. God,
I mean,
it's weird because he's getting more wins than Short. He's getting more wins than the Shorty G gimmick, but this seems worse than Shorty G. Like,
I don't think
it's worse than Shorty G. I don't think it's worse.
No, but it could be done better.
It could be.
But then they gave him a win at WrestleMania, so they not finna just end it.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. I agree.
They gave him a win over Ray Phoenix, which is I wouldn't did that, but they gave him a win over Ray Phoenix at WrestleMania, so they obviously want to do something with it, and I hope they not finna sit here and like try to wait till Rey Mysterio get healed for him to drop this whole gimmick. I'm not trying to do all that.
I agree with you. I wholeheartedly agree with you.
But all I'm saying is, he done did something to both the Lucha Brothers. So,
Oh yeah, it's a possibility. This is coming. Once again, I don't know if they're gonna say that reunion for SummerSlam because they need something to sell out them 2 nights. It's gonna be a 2-night event, so they're gonna need something to sell out those 2 nights.
They don't do it before. I feel like they can do American Made and the Lucha Brothers.
Well, see, the reason why I say is because it's going to be short. I mean short. It's going to be a huge tag team. But I think like right now, like the big tag team we're going to be getting, like Money in the Bank, will be like CM Punk and Roman taking on Seth and Braun. I think we still got to get that because they're not going to do that at SummerSlam. I think they're going to do Cena and Punk at SummerSlam. But I do think that maybe, so you get the Lucha Bros.
You don't think they'll do Cena and Punk at Money in the Bank?
Look, as much as right now, Money in the Bank is next month. You forcing it because we still not done. Like he still didn't get his lick back really from like he's stuck in this Seth Rollins Braun Breaker storyline. So right now he has to at least get away from that to go to Cena. So I'm like, you probably will book it in SummerSlam. Granted, I know that's where the iconic match happened, but they also had a good match. A great match at SummerSlam also. So right now that's the biggest show, and that's the show that it's the first 2 nights SummerSlam. So you really gotta have some marquee things on that SummerSlam. Whereas Money in the Bank, it can be the tag team match between him and Roman against Braun and Seth. You still gotta get that match out the way. And you're not doing that on Saturday Night's Main Event. So that's why I said so. The Lucha Bros, I see a SummerSlam thing coming. With them teaming up, and once again, and I think maybe Penta be the one to beat El Grande Americano, maybe so. Like I don't know. We gotta see how they, because he shouldn't be taking too many more losses this early, just to say the least. But then we got the next match where a lot of people was really anticipating, I guess, which was Gunther taking on Pat McAfee. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that Pat McAfee should have had a 20-minute classic with Gunther. Not by no means. It should have been like that. But I don't think it should have been squashed. I think 10 minutes would have been fine. But again, about 14 minutes in this matchup. And, you know, I now, at this time, I went to go help my sister go and put a dresser, like help her build a dresser. So I was traveling from her house, my house to her house, and while this match was going on, now when I came back, I caught the tail end of it. Hold on, about to feel a sneeze coming on. Ooh, my bad. Well, yeah. So for what I saw, right? Please, y'all can help me out. There was a point, right, where Pat McAfee tried to do a springboard on Gunther and tripped on the top rope. Or was that during the entrance? I've been hearing about it. I think I've seen one thing about it. When did that happen?
So I'm not gonna lie. I was driving while most of that match was going on. I barely caught any of it. I listened to like most of. Actually, I listened to all of it. Actually, So I had zero clue. Like I don't know if he tripped or anything. Like I was driving. Next thing, like I looked down and Michael Cole is away from the table. I'm like, okay.
How about you, Pride? Am I tripping on this, or did that? Because I
didn't even see this match. I just heard about it.
Okay, well, so I think that's what happened. There was points. So Pat McAfee is trying his best. Gunther like chops the shit out of him. Like he's like beat red across the chest. Even to the point Michael Cole does say, "Just pin him already," you know. But Pat McAfee still tries to show some life, give some little football kicks to Gunther, and he even goes for like a top rope. What was it? I think it was a backdrop, but he lands on his feet, or German suplex. He lands on his feet and tries to go back at it again. But however, Gunther goes for a suplex. Michael Cole pulls down his foot and tries to hold his foot down to give Pat McAfee the win, but that doesn't work. And Michael Cole gets in there, and Gunther's about to try to give him a powerbomb. I would have loved to see Michael Cole take that powerbomb, to be honest with you, but he didn't. So, anyways, Gunther still.
I ain't going cat, bro.
Go ahead.
I ain't going cat. Wade Barrett's a bitch, bro. Like, why you the only wrestler on commentary? Like, you don't jump in the ring and help, bro. Like, you just watching these two get packed up by Gunther. If you don't jump in the ring and help, bro, like, you just sitting there. Chaz would have got up already.
Kill, you know what it sounds like?
Samoa Joe would have got up already. Like, you. What it sound like, bro?
A smart man to me.
He said smart man.
All I'm saying is Gunther just lost the championship and he mad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Sound like he did the right thing to me. I don't know. and plus, Wade Barrett is the heel. Why am I taking up for Michael Cole? Come on now.
We on commentary. We working together. You my coworker right now. What you mean? You
should be talking shit.
Coworkers disagree on
be talking trash.
Wait, giving my opinion is not talking trash. You tapped out. We all saw it.
No. Michael Cole was riding Pat McAfee the whole match. Right?
That's because the person that Pat was going against just tried to dog. If you tried to choke Mr. A&E, and now it's you versus Mr. A&E, I'm not rooting for you. That's my man. You just tried to choke us. I'm not rooting for you. I'm about to be biased.
We're not at that. But look, Pat's not a wrestler. He's athletic, but he's not a wrestler. But it was like it was what it was. And like I said, I think I see some people saying that Gunther gave him respect at the end of the match. I don't know. I did not see that part, so I can't say, because I was sitting thinking like, well, maybe this leads into the Goldberg thing, but it don't look like it's like it's just a one and done type thing. I don't necessarily know where the Goldberg thing lines in at, because Goldberg says he's gonna have his retirement match in the summer, which necessarily means night one of SummerSlam, right? So I'm like, okay.
I can kind of see where it comes from, because Goldberg, his son played for Coach Prime. Pat, you know what I mean? He got his sports show, so you can kind of just make some weird connected dot things with that.
Yeah, I'll check out the Pat McAfee show on Tuesday to see what's going on. I didn't see it today, so I'll see it on Tuesday to see what's going on with that. Main event time. One last time, as they say. John Cena taking on Randy Orton for the WWE, I don't know what they call it, championship now. Orton comes out to San Jose. They gave him the sound meter. Of course, they were hot during the song. They sung him to the ring. And then Cena comes out with the title, backwards around his waist, and come out with very little, entrance stuff and things like that. He comes out, and we on with this matchup. But I was like, listen, Cena's not the Cena he was 10 years ago. And Orton is still good, but, he's older now. So these guys was not going to give y'all the Matt Classic that we had expected. So I was like, okay, so whatever they got to do, they just got to do it here. You know what I'm saying? It just, they probably going to be overbooked the shit, which it was, but they still made it fun. Because in the beginning, they collar and elbow tie up, and then Cena pokes Orton in the eye, and they try to go at it again, then Randy Orton pokes Cena in the eye, like, yeah, I can match you for that. Then Randy Orton, big muscular, starts taking down Cena. Cena like, hey, yo, man, I ain't got time for this. He goes to runs outside the ring, but then Randy Orton comes and gets him back. And then he beats back in the ring, and then the match keeps going on. So this is the point in the match where things started kind of turning, because they brought out an old spot. But the crowd didn't know what they did until they saw the replay, and then even then, that's what they did was lost. Cena had Orton up for the attitude adjustment. And as he does it, Orton turns into an RKO and lays Cena out. And once again, they've done this spot before. They've done this spot. The one I remember it at was their Hell in a Cell match in, God, what year was that? I don't remember what year it was. Was 2019? I'm not sure. What
what's crazy? I was about to say, they told us what year it was, and I still forgot.
Yeah, they had a Hell in a Cell match. I want to say, I can't, listen. It had to be.
You want to know what would have been funny?
What?
Then when the roles were reversed and Orton was the heel, then he slapped the ref and get himself disqualified.
I think, was that Dan or Christian? Well, Christian was the heel now.
That was Christian. That was Christian.
Oh, all right. I was about to say, like, that would have been funny, like, if they did reverse the roles. All right, never mind.
Actually, that could have been their Iron Man match where he slapped the ref.
Yeah, it could have been.
I
thought their Iron Man match was one of their better matches.
I feel like he could have had Orton in a submission or something to get out of it. He just slapped the ref. I forgot.
Well, they did that spot at Hell in a Cell, and the crowd didn't react to it because they really didn't know what the hell was going on. And I was like, no, you gotta. Oh damn, I'm mad they didn't do it. So, but he hits the RKO, but once again, Cena kicks out. Now Cena starts doing his Cena stuff, doing the shoulder tackles. What I like in this one though is as Cena's doing it, when he goes and runs for the second shoulder tackle, he runs into an RKO. I love that. And now we're getting into finisher spam territory where it's like, okay, he hits RKO and Cena hits attitude adjustment, and they're both kicking out and stuff like that. So then Orton is down, and Cena is like, well, you know what? We're gonna do something a little different here. I see Randy Orton's in position. I'm gonna go for the punt kick. So Cena goes for the punt kick, and as he goes for the punt kick, Orton moves out the way, and then he tries to go for RKO, and then Cena pushes it right into Chad Patton, and then now we got our referee bump. So now there's no referee in the ring. So now we go to the outside, and Orton's like, well, you're going to take my move, I'm going to take your move. And he goes and clears off the announce table, gives Cena an attitude adjustment on the announce table, and these new reinforced announce tables don't break like that. So Orton was outside looking for something under the ring. He was like, yo, fuck this. Like, the table ain't break. I'm getting my table spot. So he sets up a table, and then he goes and proceeds to give Cena an attitude adjustment through the through the regular wooden table that they have set up. So now, since they're down, the referee is still out. So now they try to get back in the ring, and then I did not take notes on this one because I was still over at my sister's house, so I didn't take notes on what happened on this one. But Cena grabs the title, I know this is the last thing I remember. Cena grabs the title. And Cena goes to hit Orton with the title, but he ducks and hits the referee again. We got another ref ball. And now Orton hits another RKO, but there's no ref. So then now everybody, Nick Aldis comes out and he's just like, okay, I'm here to check on the ref. I thought he was gonna come in to make the count. He's checking on the ref. Orton's getting pissed. So Orton gives Nick Aldis another RKO. But he's like, you know what? I'm not done yet. He get another RKO to Shane Helms, RKO to Daivari, RKO to Jamie Noble, RKO with some dude with a yellow tie. He just gave everybody an RKO in the ring. He was over it.
And you know what? Nick Aldis deserved that RKO. Deserved that RKO. I don't care if it sets up a match. I don't care if he get fined. You earned that RKO. Cause why? Almost said the M-bomb. Bro, you bringing back the whole locker room and no other ref.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, dog? Like you bring back the whole gorilla and it was no extra ref back there.
Mm-hmm.
Daphne wasn't back there. What's the other one? Jessica Carr wasn't back there.
Nobody.
The Diesel. Who the Diesel ref? He wasn't back there. Young Nates wasn't back. Like, bro, there's an abundance of refs back there. You come up there with Jamie Noble and them. Ain't none of y'all about to count. Like, y'all all deserve that RK. If y'all don't get the fuck out the ring and go get a ref.
You know what? I never heard that take order, but you know, I'm with that. So when Orton was about to go set up Cena for it again, R-Truth brings his ass out there. He's begging Randy Orton, please don't hurt my childhood.
This cool motherfucker. Like, what are you doing, Truth?
And even Randy Orton was just like, what? And he just RKO's Truth was like, why? And then he gets low blow by Cena. And now he gets low blow by Cena. Cena takes his championship belt and he lays Orton out with it. And guess who wakes up? Chad Patton. He comes over and crawls over to Cena pinning Orton. And 1, 2, 3. Cena retains his championship, which I figured was going to happen anyway. I do think for what the situation was and the age of these men, this was the best match that they were going to put together. It was overbooked to hell. Yes, it was. But I figured that going in. And Cena already came in there and said, listen, y'all can't see, but y'all can definitely hear me, so cut my music. I want you to know, like, he lets everybody know that, you know, I'm tired of doing this. I need competition. And because this is the last real champion. And then he walks out. But then the camera's on him that gives him like a slight look that he may regret it. Not necessarily sure. But it's a possibility. And but he walks to the back, and that was Backlash. Overall, I give Backlash a thumbs up. And even with that being said, I gotta talk about the press conference. Did y'all see the press conference?
No, but I saw the important part.
Yeah. Okay. So because once again, I was helping my sister build something in her house, so I just had it on in the background. I seen Triple H come out there and talk about the usual bullshit, and then I was like, but when Cena was out there, and then R-Truth out there talking about you know, we did it, dog. We did, you know, we got a lot in common. And he said, but I still love you, even though the fans think you can't wrestle. So Cena gets up and R-Truth face was like, Ron, that was crossing the line. The next thing you say out your mouth, there are going to be consequences. So he was like, I was just trying to. He just picks him up and just attitude of justice, R-Truth through the table that he was sitting at. And I thought that shit was hilarious. And I was like, but it looks like they're going to try to set up for R-Truth versus Cena, maybe at Saturday night's main event, or maybe it's a TV.
I don't even think they're going to do that. I think R-Truth.
Oh, bro, we don't even need that for a Friday night main event. Like,
nah, I think R-Truth is stupid. He not going to fight. He going to be like, oh, I'm, you know, I got jumped into the group technically, quote unquote.
Listen, a good for the way Archer was all these years been using Cena stuff and saying that's my childhood hero, and you know, once again, I'm tired of stupid R-Truth. I'm like, what you could do, like if they was to play this out and made Cena be like, you know what, I'll take the lovable dummy under my wing, but then like when Cena turns on him, kind of had the $1 Million Man turn on Virgil, the crowd be so behind R-Truth, and I'm like, you could really just get a decent TV match out of R-Truth and John Cena, but obviously he's just not going to win. But I'm just like, but you know, I don't know where it's going, but I do think that before the retirement is over, Cena and Truth are going to have one match. Yeah, but like I said, it's going to probably be on Smackdown. Ain't going to be on nothing. Or maybe he'd be the next opponent for him at Saturday Night's Main Event if they want to hot shot it real quick. I don't necessarily know, but whatever the case may be, they got to do something for Cena. It ain't going to be at Money in the Bank. They're not going to have R-Truth and Cena at Money in the Bank, especially. And once again, I don't think Saturday Night's Main Event because Jay Uso supposed to take on Logan Paul at Saturday Night's Main Event, I believe. So, who knows about that? But overall, Backlash was a thumbs up. Would you guys agree? Thumbs up, show?
Yeah, I give it a thumbs up.
I'll give it a thumbs up.
Absolutely, yeah. So I mean, it's not nothing that's changing the trajectory of pay-per-views, but yes, I think it's a thumbs up show. So make sure you guys check it out. At least when it came to Cena and Orton, I felt as though for what the situation was, this was the best possible match that these two at this stage of the game, at their careers right now, of what Cena can do, was the best possible match they could have had.